Hello everyone! Today we're going to match alphabet to pictures. Are you ready? Let's go! A is for apple. What other words begins with a? Ant. B is for banana. Can you think of another word that begins with a b? Balloon. C is for carrot. Let's think of another word that begins with a k. Cat. D is for duck. What other words begins with d? Donkey. E is for eggplant. What other words begins with a? Elephant. F is for flower. What other words begins with a fan? G is for gift. What other words begins with a G or G sound? Goat. H is for house. What other words begins with a H or hose. I is for ice cream. What other words begins with I or I? Igloo. J is for jelly. What other words begins with the J or J? Jam. K is for key. What other words begins with a kitten? L is for light bulb. What other word begins with a lemon? M is for mango. What other words begins with a mat? N is for notebook. What other words begins with a nine? O is for orange. What other words begins with a octopus? P is for pinwheel. What other words begins with a pen? Q is for question mark. What other word begins with a quilt. R is for rose. What other words begins with r? Red. S is for strawberry. What other words begins with s? Sock. T is for tree. What other words begins with t? Truck. U is for umbrella. What other words begins with U? Uniform. V is for vase. What other words begins with v? Van. W is for watermelon. What other words begins with W or windmill. X is for xylophone. What other words begins with X or X? X-ray. Y is for yo-yo. What other words begins with Y? Yacht. Z is for zip. What other words begin with Z? Zoo. Well done, everyone. Fantastic job. Well done. Bye-bye. And remember, keep on practicing.